Thanks for joining me inside this 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid Calligraphy. Yep, this is the top trim. You can see you got leather everywhere, you got wood grain, you got a two-tone steering wheel, heated seats, just awesome. We're going to take a look at all of that, and I'm also going to show you some unique things that this Santa Fe has that not many other vehicles have. So stick around and I will meet you outside. All right, let's start out with the unique things about this Santa Fe that most vehicles don't have. And you can see right up front here, you do have these daytime running lights that are in the shape of an H. Sorry, it's kind of flashing on the screen, but that's my camera. It's not the headlights itself. You also see it does have a bar going across the front there. Looks really cool. And down here, these are active grille shutters. These will open and close for heating and cooling, or temperature wise to keep the engine cooled off. We come around to the back here and we do have this H style lighting back here also. Get down here, you can kind of see them there. They're flashing. Sorry, like I said, that is the camera and it is not the lights. Next thing we're going to talk about is the bi-directional center console. So you can open this from here, or there's a switch on the back, lifts up for the back passengers to be able to get in there also. That is a pretty cool function. And there is one more thing that does. So not only can you access the middle right here, down here, you pull this and you have a cubby storage down here for the rear passengers. It's pretty cool. Next is this panoramic curved display. Now you can see at this angle, it does have a slight curvature to it, which works out great because when you're sitting here, you have a flat screen in front of you. You can read everything really well, but as you go this direction, it curves slightly and angles it more towards you instead of being straight up and down or towards your passenger. This way, it also helps with the glare coming from the passenger side of the car. Keeps that off of there. You can see everything really well. Colors are good and vibrant and full of information. Next, we have a dual glove box. So you have your normal glove box down here, and it's a decent size. You have a little tray right inside here, which is cool. And then inside here, you have another glove box. So on the Limited and this Calligraphy trim, this is a UV sanitation compartment. That is really cool. This Calligraphy trim also comes with dual wireless phone chargers. Even if you have covers on your phones and you don't really need that, it's nice to have a place to lay your phone so it's right there in front of you. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to show you is this right here. This is a C-pillar handle, and it's locked. And I didn't know that they locked, so we're going to have to unlock it. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. In here on the side, you have a spot for a key, and on your key fob right here, you have this little thing hanging off to the edge. Didn't know what it was, but it's actually the key. We're going to take our key that we took the sleeve off of, we're going to stick it right in here, and then we're going to turn. Very simple, very easy, and now we have access to this handle. We can use that to help us access stuff up on top of the roof. Let's take a look at how that works. So if you need to reach some other stuff that's up on top of here, now that we've unlocked that, we've got this right here, we got a handle right here. You can actually use that to put your foot up and pull yourself right up here, make it easy to access anything you have strapped up here. That's all your cool, unique, interesting things about this Santa Fe. Now let's take a look at this hybrid engine that's powering this. Okay, let's take a look at this engine. This looks really nice in here. Wow, Hyundai did a good job making this just look nice. But it's a 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder with an electric drive motor providing 232 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque. That is really good. It gets this big boxy machine up and moving. Now this is tied to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Front wheel drive is standard and all-wheel drive is optional on all trims. We're looking at 0 to 60 in 7.8 seconds or so. Some have gotten a little bit better and some have gotten worse. Now, with this hybrid engine, the towing is only going to be about 2,000 pounds. So if you need to tow more than that, you're going to be looking at the gas versions that get up to 3,500 pounds, or the XRT is rated for 4,500 pounds. Your fuel efficiency in here is going to be awesome. You're looking at 35 miles per gallon in the city, 34 out on the highway for an average of 34. So this thing is going to get you where you need to go. It's got enough power to get there, and you will not have to fill this thing up very often, because on a full tank you're going to get 500 miles or so, somewhere in that range. All right, guys, let's take a look at the cargo space, because this is a 3-row SUV and it is massive inside. Before we get in the cargo area, I wanted to give you guys a look at that back area with that 3rd row seat up. You can see it looks really nice in here, and this interior is beautiful, but you can see it's really far back there. It looks like there's a decent amount of room in here. We're going to check all of that out here soon, but let's go look at our cargo space and see how much room you have for your luggage and for anything else you need to transport. All right, we're coming up on the back here, and this is probably the most controversial part of the Santa Fe. A lot of people don't like these H lights here in the back. They think it's cool in the front, aren't real big fans of it in the back, and it's actually not your brake lights. Your brake lights are actually down here, and your turn signals. So all they are kind of like running lights here in the back, if I remember correctly. Let me know down in the comments if I am wrong on that, but that's what I believe I saw. Now let's take a look at how much space is back here. Okay, so you are looking at about 15 cubic feet here behind this 3rd row. And you can see all the way up in there. This interior is just absolutely beautiful. Anyway, there's not a whole lot of space back here. Up underneath here, you kind of have a tire replacement kit. That's about it. A little bit of cubby hole over there if you need some extra storage. And that is pretty much it. You do have some power right here. But let's go ahead and we'll drop this 3rd row down. If we pull this handle, it's going to drop the headrest. And then we just push right down, drop the headrest, push it down. Now you have about 41 cubic feet of space, which is pretty much in line with most other 3-row SUVs when you drop that 2nd row. If you prefer 2 rows, then yeah, this is about the same space as you're gonna get out of a 2-row SUV also. You can see there are cup holders back here. We do have some ventilation right here. You got a speaker there for the 3rd row. They've got their own climate control back here. That's pretty cool. And we do have some more power right here. That's good. You got USB-C plugs on both sides for your 3rd row passengers. Okay. So now let's take a look at the 2nd row. And the cool thing is this has a powered 2nd row. So we can just press these buttons right over here and drop those seats down. Now they don't drop down extremely fast, but they do drop down, and you can do them both at the same time if you would prefer to, so you don't have to stand and wait quite as long. But once those seats are down, and you can see it looks like it is relatively flat. Wow, they did a really good job with that. And that is going to give you 80 cubic feet of space in here. Now, I know that you can fit a mattress in here, and I know a full-size adult could sleep back here if they needed to. That is awesome. Massive, massive space in here. If you're enjoying the content and you like seeing new vehicles, hit that subscribe button because I put 2 videos up every week. I believe I forgot to mention that the color on this is terracotta orange. That's what they're calling this. I really like it. It kind of looks like a smoked orange or a dark tint orange. Looks really cool. It's definitely not that burnt orange of the late 90s. So it looks a lot better than that. So this calligraphy trim interior is absolutely beautiful. There's a quick glimpse of it. We'll go to the door panel first because what this has is a nice wood grain right here. Feels really nice. This is all soft leather up here. Got some hard plastic here, but that's okay. We don't really need that. We just need that to be able to clean really well. And then you have some nice white leather. Got all of your window and mirror controls right there. Down below, you got a big opening here for bottles. Really good size. And then you've got your Bose speaker system there. This has the amazing reclining seats that Hyundai puts in their vehicles. They are super comfortable. So you have this control that brings out your leg extension, which is really nice. Look at that. That might feel really good. You have your normal tilt and things, but one thing that's cool is a lot of cars that you can bring this front end up and the butt kind of just stays where it's at, the back stays where it's at. Not on this one. If you push up here in the front, it tilts. It tilts the entire seat instead of just the front. That is pretty cool. You can get super comfortable in here. Another thing is you have your lumbar controls here, and this has an upper lumbar control and a lower lumbar control, and you can adjust that right here. That's pretty cool. But the best thing about this is the relaxation mode in here. If you want to take a nap, you can easily do that by pressing this button right here. Leg extension comes out, back of the seat lays all the way back, and you are super comfortable, kind of like in a anti-gravity chair. Pretty awesome. Also on the door, you do have memory seating, so we can hit that one touch right there and put the seat back where it normally was. Okay, so let's hop inside and check out all the cool features in here. Okay, as we come across here, this is nice soft right here. This is, it's hard, but it's kind of like a leathery material right here. This also is your glove box, and on these upper trims, as I mentioned earlier, the limited and calligraphy, this is a UV sanitation. Then you come down underneath here and you got a little tray right there for Joe Rady's Twinkies. And then you have a big glove box underneath. Now the color combinations and this wood trim just look beautiful in here. Come across, we do have a heads up display out there, and it is really bright and it puts all the information you need on it. This has the highway driver assist on it, and it puts up everything on the screen, and lane changes by itself, and it puts it all on the screen so you can see everything. We got this whole curved panoramic display that comes all the way across here. So let's start off with the driver's display. You can see you have miles per hour on the left. You've got your RPMs on the right, also along with the charge meter and your eco meter, so you can keep track of your hybrid system. In the center, you have a small menu that you can kind of flip through. A few different features right there. It all looks excellent. We'll go into more depth on this in the tech video coming out next week. And then we'll pan back and we'll look at the steering wheel. Now this steering wheel is pretty interesting because of the way that this is all set up. It's just a little, I don't want to say awkward. I almost said awkward. It's not awkward, it's just different. And you're just so used to everything being kind of more rounded, and this has everything squared off. So it's just a little bit different look. But you do have driver assistance features over here on your left. And this does have lane centering and everything. Like I said, it has highway driver assist on it, and it will do everything you need it to. And then same thing on the right side, you have your voice recognition and your stereo controls and all of those features there. Pan on back, and you can see this has a little bit of like a brushed nickel type of look to it, a satiny look to it, but it is just plastic. I love the two-tone steering wheel color. I think this just looks premium and awesome. All right, we'll come over here to this infotainment screen, and this is awesome screen. It works really well. Very simple to get from your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which is wireless on here. You go here, you hit your Hyundai button, that brings you back to all of the Hyundai menu. And you can just go right back to Android Auto there if you want to. There's information on your Android Auto and what's going on there, and navigation is kind of a smaller screen. And you have setup right here. That's going to go through and you set up vehicle information. So you've got your eco vehicle, drive modes, your seating, lights. You change all of those features. You press the back button here, and then you have all of your other information, including your head-up display. You can change right there. That's it on that. We'll go back out here, and you can swipe one more time. That's going to take us over to your other information that you want to see. Now we're going to go into depth into this, and we're going to inspect everything in here, let you know how to work this and what you need to do in the tech video that's coming out next week. All right, we'll come on down, and you have your climate control. All your climate control is buttons. It's not up in the infotainment screen, which is awesome, and I think people just really love this. Now these are touch buttons down here, but they're really easy to use. You also have some hot buttons for your infotainment screen right across the bottom here to help control some of your stereo and things, so you don't have to go up there to do it. Come back here, you have your auto hold, you have your drive modes. We're going to take a quick look at drive modes. So you have snow, my drive, sport, and eco. All right, and that's pretty much it. You got four-wheel drive lock right there. You got hill descent control. You have cameras. So what do we got for cameras? Here is a bird's eye view, and then what's behind us, we also have a camera for what's in front of us. There we can do a spin view, so you can see everything around you right now. We go into our settings, and then you can do all of your alerts on here. Thought maybe you'd be able to change it to an orange one, but that's all your camera views there. And then you do have a parking assist meter right there. You do have your parking assist button right there that you can turn on and off. So down here we've got two USB-Cs, and this one is going to charge and connect to your USB, and then this one here is just going to charge your phone. This is where your UV compartment button is, so you hit that button, you turn it on, and then that turns on the UV system in there to sanitize your stuff, and you press the button like that, and it automatically will then turn it off. It's pretty cool. All right, well, come on back here, and like I said, you do have two wireless phone chargers right there. You got two cup holders behind that, and then we have this big center console that we talked about earlier. You got a handle right here to open that up, and you can see that it is pretty good size in there, pretty good depth. I have a lot of stuff in here, and this is just a little tray. You take that little tray out, and you can see all the way to the bottom. That is the bottom compartment for the rear passengers that pulls out. You can put that back in there, and as I mentioned earlier, you can grab this little handle right here and flip it this way from the rear. You notice on this passenger side, it has buttons to adjust the chair, move it forward, backward, whatever you would need it to move, and that is so that the rear passenger back here can move this chair out of the way and give themselves more room. Maybe you want to work on some stuff, so you go sit back there, you move all this stuff forward, and you have yourself a little workstation back there. This one is equipped with the sunroof. This one back there has a closable shade on it, and you got all your controls right up here above your head. What do you guys think so far? If there's any questions that you have or anything else that you want to know, put it down in the comments, and I'm going to go hop in the back now. I'm about 6 foot, so we're going to try the second row, and then we're going to hop back in that third row and see how much space is back there. All right, yeah, this door opens really wide. I like that. Makes it easy to get in and out, and kids and stuff like that. So Driver's seat is in my driving position, and you can see how much space I have, probably a good 4 inches. That is awesome. Awesome amount of space. And you do have a handle, so you can slide this forward and backward to give the third row a little bit more space. And yeah, head space, yeah, same thing. About 3 to 4 inches above my head, especially with this moonroof up here. This is really nice. Gives you plenty of room. Really like all this Alcantara. Ceiling is great, but might end up getting a little bit dirty. So that's space back here. Let's take a look at all the amenities that are back here, and then we'll hop into that third row. But before we do that, I am going to put this seat in a position that I think I would be comfortable if I was on a trip. I have another inch in front of me on this seat. So I think this is a good position. I feel good. And oh wow, I actually have powered seats, so I can lay myself back really well. All right, that's good. What is this other one for? Oh, that brings up this at an angle. Look at that. That's nice. All right. Good. Really get comfortable in this second row. That's great. All right, let's take a look at what's inside here, and then I'm going to go hop in that third row. See how much space we got. Okay, we look here in the back, and the door is exactly the same as the front. You got nice kind of a soft leather here. You got nice wood grain going through here. You got a plastic that's easy to clean right through there. And then you have your white armrests with leather, and it does feel really good. Nice that they carried that on back here. A couple cup holders. This is just hard plastic. Another bottle holder down there. So a lot of places for cups and bottles. It's pretty awesome. Do also have a sunshade back here. All right, like I pointed out earlier, you do have power seats right here for your backrest, and this will go up and down, which is nice. All right, you do have a mat pocket here in the back of the seat, which I like this system better than the attached system all the way around. You can also see back here, we've got the H logos back here. Couple little things where you can hang maybe groceries or something like that on there. Okay, here is the center console that we talked about, where you can open this from this side, but down here you do have a cubby hole that you can store stuff in back here, which I showed was accessible through the top also by taking that little tray out. And then here are the controls for this seat here. Driver's seat does not have any, but you do have USB-Cs in the sides of the seats for the rear passengers. And also on this Calligraphy trim, you do have heated seats back here. That's nice. You don't have cooled seats back here, but you do have heated. And since you have captain's chairs here in the back, we have some little armrests down here. You can get those adjusted, and that way you are comfortable for your trip wherever you need to go. All right, I think now we need to hop in that third row and see if, you know, like I said, I'm 6 foot tall. Let's see if I fit back there. Okay, to access the third row, we've got a button right on top. We're going to push that button, and it is automatically going to move forward, and that is it. So that doesn't give you very much room to get in there. I mean, honestly, and it doesn't go any farther than that. I don't think, yeah, that is going to be really hard to get in and out. So that's probably not the best way to do that. Probably the easiest way is to go this way and walk back here. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit that button. And just crawl right back in here like this and sit down. Okay, so I am back in the third row now, and you can see that I actually have a lot of room here. This is good because this person in the second row can't actually get themselves somewhat comfortable, but you can see how high my knees are in here. So this is not going to be the most comfortable ride, but I have plenty of room, you know, way above my head. There's plenty of space up here So that is really good. Don't see that I can do anything with the seats back here. I don't feel anything. Yeah, can't really move the seats around back here. But let's take a look at what we do have back here. We have rear AC right here. We can turn that on and off. Ventilation, that's good. We got power back here and USB-Cs, a couple cup holders. And then you can see this little indentation right here is actually if you want to get a cargo cover, put the seats down and put the cargo cover in. Okay, well, once an adult gets back here, they will fit back here okay. It's still not going to be the most comfortable because of the angle of your knees and things like that, and not being able to stretch out very well. So if you have to put adults back here, you can, but I would keep this reserved for some younger children, and then I think you'll be just fine. So we're going to go over pricing for the Santa Fe Hybrid. So they do have separate pricing for the hybrids and for the gas versions. So this one is going to be the Hybrid SEL, starting out at $37,800. If you go up to the limited trim, you're going to be looking at $44,700. And the Hybrid Calligraphy that we have right here starts at $47,850. Now the one that we have here with all the options and the destination fee comes in at $50,675. Let's see if we can get a 0 to 60 real quick in this. Nobody is coming. All right, we're gonna come to a stop. Little brake torque, which it won't let me do, so here we go. All right, not too bad. And 60. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It did not want me to brake torque. It just wouldn't do anything until I let off the brake, and then it just took off. So that didn't work out real well, but it's supposed to be like 7.8. I think some have gotten a little bit quicker than that. I think Sofian with Redline Reviews got around a 7.3 or something to that effect. So it is a little bit better than rated. Now, the driving comfort in here is amazing. I love it. It's super quiet in here. You don't have to talk super loud to have a conversation. It's great. The driver assistance features work great. They keep you inside the lines. When you turn on the lane centering will keep you dead in the middle of the road, and will also let you drive hands-free for quite a while if it feels like it is doing a good enough job that it doesn't need your help. So, which we love Hyundai for that. This one does have an eye tracker, but it does have a button to shut it off. That is the biggest thing. I don't mind if it's there, but if I don't want it on, I can shut it off. Now, I understand if you are driving hands-free on the interstate where it's supposed to be hands-free, yes, the eye tracker should be on to make sure that you are paying attention. But other times when I have to drive with my hands on the wheel, I don't think that I need to have the eye tracker on me. Anyway, we'll move on to something else. How about this interior? Is this not beautiful in here? This calligraphy trim is awesome, and I'm sure the other trims below are just as nice. They just don't have as good a quality materials in here. Now this has this wood grain in here. You've got leather. You've got, for whatever reason, you have a UV sanitation compartment. We don't really need that, but we got it. But other than that, I really don't find anything wrong with this. It's got so much awesome stuff in here. It's super comfortable. The seats are awesome. We have had a blast driving this, and we love it. So what you need to do is hit that like button, because this was an awesome video, and then click on the video that's on the screen. It's going to give you a little bit more information about this Santa Fe, maybe help you make a decision whether you want to buy one or not. All right, thanks for joining me, and have a blessed day.